Hello. I have been enjoying 6v6, which is what I am playing here. I honestly did not expect to enjoy it as much as I have been. I was very much a 5v5, like through and through. I thought it was one of the best changes they made. I have changed my mind since then. I think with the addition of more tanks, it is more enjoyable to play 6v6. I think also since I have a better grasp on the game in general and more confidence as well, it is easier for me to manage what's going on in 6v6, because for a lot of my Overwatch playtime, I was playing mostly DPS and tank, and I would get pretty overwhelmed playing support. My single core processing brain gets really confused easily sometimes, especially with all the stimulus that's going on in Overwatch. You'll have to forgive me when I kind of say things. I think my brain works too fast for my mouth, and I say the wrong things without realizing it, or I'm thinking of something else as I'm trying to say my current thought, and it kind of gets jumbled up, which is kind of weird because I wonder if that's actually something that happens when I'm actually speaking with people, which I'm sure it does, because I remember I was saying something to my mom and I kind of forgot the last word of my sentence, but in my head I thought I said it. I did not, but I was really convinced that I did say it out loud. So that's interesting. Also, something that I noticed halfway through this game is that I changed a mercy setting. I made my guardian angel toggle because I was trying to do mercy parkour, or like the res parkour, and I'm really not good at like some of the, I guess, advanced mercy techs, like the reses that you can do. And so I wanted to practice that, and I was stuck on the first one, and so I thought if I changed my settings to toggle instead of hold, that maybe I would have an easier time to do it. But it turns out I think I can't really do it anyways, so I was really confused a lot of the time of like why I was ending up in places I wasn't really expecting to be in, because I didn't remember that I needed to press my GA again to cancel it, so I was really confused a lot of the time. But I changed it back, so I don't think it really helps me anyways. And if I don't know how to do this stuff anyways, I'm not gonna try it in game, so I think it's better just to keep my settings the same. I did change my Lucio settings though, finally. I am not playing Lucio in this video, but I was having a really fun time playing Lucio in the April Fool's mode. But I have a really hard time wall riding with Lucio, and I know a lot of Lucio players do have their keybinds different than like the defaults because it's easier to wall ride, I guess. But I finally did change it, and it is quite a difference for me. I still don't really play Lucio a whole lot, but maybe one day. I do find him quite fun. I just really struggle with the wall riding. But I'm trying to kind of change the amount of years that I do play. And I think 6v6 definitely helps with that. I am a really big lover of role queue. I still really prefer role queue a lot of the time, but I'm not sure if they would actually add that. But I think being able to flex is good. I know that some people will say that if you can't play your one trick against certain heroes, then you're a bad one trick, which I guess, but at the same time, if I'm playing Mercy and I'm getting dove every 2 seconds, I'm not having fun. And it's one thing to be dove by like one person, but to be like harassed by like a Genji, Diva, and a Lucio all at the same time, I don't want to put myself through that. So I will switch, and it's not to like counter, it's just so I have more fun, because I'm not having fun if I'm in the spawn room all the time. And I don't think that is like a hot take. And I've been a one trick of like many heroes for a while. Like I was a one trick Tracer, I was a one trick Mei, a one trick Diva, and I guess maybe it's not necessarily a one trick if I've played other heroes, but it was definitely heroes that I would play all the time no matter what. And I don't know. I think it's also just one of those things where it's like, yes, I want to have fun, but at the same time, it's like I'm playing a team game, and if I wanted my, I guess, own individual performance, I wouldn't play a team game. I would play something solo. I don't even know what I'm yapping about, to be honest. I don't know where that tangent came from, but I think it's just stuff that I think about a lot. Like, it is your experience and you should be able to do whatever you want, but it's just kind of a weird thing where, I don't know, I feel like sometimes people will ask you really nicely, like actually really nicely, to switch or whatever, and I guess maybe it doesn't matter in certain circumstances, and realistically it doesn't, because it is just a video game, and a lot of us are not getting paid for this. But It is what it is. I think I just deep things a little too much sometimes. Because I have an incessant need to know why. And then I will kind of dissect things that don't need to be dissected. Oh, I was talking about flexing and I got, I don't know, distracted, I guess. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable on more heroes though. And even tank, I always say that I much prefer tanking when I have another tank with me. It makes things a lot easier. And also if my other tank is aggressive, then I can kind of help with healing. Because I really believe in healing for your teammates, no matter what role you're playing. I think some people might get a little too stuck on like, oh, well, a support should heal and support their team, but a team supports each other. And I think that's why in 5v5 I get really frustrated playing tank, because there'll be someone in the back line and I would love to help, but if I'm already kind of pushing the front, it's kind of hard to turn around for whatever is in the back line. Was also a little frustrated in this game as well because my aim was not aiming, and I was like, oh, why can I just not hit the things that I want to hit? I did finally figure out the right sensitivity though. I still might need to get new skates though already, because the one side is still peeling up, but I'm just trying to be a little more careful with my mouse. And if I do feel it kind of snagging, I kind of just try to push it down. Or if it is really kind of sticking out, I might just try to like cut the little part that's sticking it up off, which I already did, and for the most part it's been fine. I haven't noticed it snagging as much, but if it does, then I might get some more skates, but I kind of want to avoid that for now. I am being really unwise with my decisions lately when it comes to buying things. I might have bought the Sabrina Carpenter collab in Fortnite. I haven't played Fortnite in actual years. I have played some, I guess, like custom games. I don't really know if that's what they are. I know rocket racing is part of Fortnite, but I'm really unsure about all the other stuff. Like, I don't know if it's like Roblox, because I don't really play Fortnite, so I don't know if it's like community made stuff or if it's just part of Fortnite. I have no idea. But yeah, I made the mistake of buying one of the collab skins or packs. So I might be a Fortnite gamer now, because at this point I think I have to, especially since when the Hatsune Miku collab came out. I also got that, and I'm just like, God, why do I do this? I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I am a sucker for microtransactions. If I want to buy something, I will buy it. Not all the time. I think I've been pretty good about it, especially with Overwatch 2, because I'm like, I have so many skins already, and if I don't feel super strongly about a skin, then I'm not gonna buy it, which I think is smart of me, but I am not immune to the impulse, I guess. I think it would have been smarter for me to actually buy the Hello Kitty Sanrio collab that is currently out on Naraka. I'm waiting for the Cinema Roll one to come out for zipping. I like the Kurumi and Tessa. Tessa is Kuromi and Kurumi is Hello Kitty. And I'm really tempted to get it, not gonna lie. But I don't know. I feel like it's probably not a smart decision. I think if anything, I would get the Kurumi one. And obviously the zipping when it finally gets released, because I love Cinema Roll. I think he is super cute. And I don't know, something about the design just, I don't know, feeds the brain cells or neurons. And in the Hello Kitty Island adventure, he's a mailman or like a postal worker or something, and he goes around and I did not see that done there. It's funny. He died though. Anyways, he goes around and he visits all the other people on the island, and if you're near him, he'll kind of just stop and like wait to see if you interact with him. And he also will say things like, oh, anytime I feel really anxious, I just go and see my Melody and I feel so much better. And I just think that's really sweet. I think probably because I am an anxious person and I tend to be what my sister calls a hover bob. I will kind of linger around, and I'm not sure if I'm wanted there or not, but it's a bad habit of me kind of just like lurking around, almost like loitering. Actually, when I got a wisdom tooth removed, And I didn't have to be like out, or I didn't get any laughing gas. I don't even know if they do laughing gas in Canada, or I don't know. I've never heard anyone in my general vicinity that ever had laughing gas. But I got my wisdom tooth removed. I think this was the first that I've ever gotten removed. And I was really nervous about it for some reason. I did have braces for 2 or 3 years. I can't remember how long. But I'm just gonna leave it at that, so that might provide some context as to why I might have been super nervous about the dentist. And so I phoned them and I was just like, is there anything you can give me that would make me less anxious? And they ended up giving me an Ativan. And I felt like it didn't work, but maybe it did. I kind of got really like hyperactive. I was kind of running around the house before my appointment. My appointment was like at 8 a.m. too. So I was kind of just running around doing like random little things and kind of just freaking out about my appointment. And it honestly felt like I was like high as a kite. Like something did not feel right. But I went, I got my tooth out. I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember coming home and then standing outside my sister's room for long enough to where she was like, "Are you okay? Do you need something?" And then I kind of just walked away. I didn't even like say anything. But I think times other than that specific time, I do tend to kind of just observe and see what someone might be doing. I think my attention span might be a little worse for wear today, because I cannot remember why I went on that little story. I did consider switching in this particular game, but I didn't feel like it. I do sometimes wonder about team voice chat. 'Cause sometimes I am just curious if anyone's actually saying anything. Because it seems like people are. But I know that if I heard someone, it would probably make me play worse, and it would actually make me quite distracted. I am just not mentally very strong, so I can't really deal with hearing certain people in a voice chat, especially if they're saying not so nice things. But I am still really curious. But I'm still not very keen on ever joining it. Oh, I totally forgot. There was Anna and Junkrat interaction that I kept in my video because usually I try to kind of cut out, I guess, the initial picking phase or like preparation phase. But there's this interaction between Anna and Junkrat where he is asking if she would be his like adoptive mother, and she's like, oh hell no, basically. And I think it's a really funny interaction, and I think people's interactions with Junkrat is kind of just funny in general. He seems like blissfully aware of like everything that's going on around him and what people might be trying to say. And some people have said that like the interaction between him and Mercy, where she tells him to bandage his mouth, they think it's like really unlike her character, but I feel like after reading the Valkyrie short story, I would say it's kind of on par with her character, because I think people think that just because she's like a pacifist or whatever, that she's just nice to everyone, but with the short story, she's quite short and snappy with Soldier particularly, which makes sense considering like the backstory or the lore between them. But I feel like she would be the kind of person to be passive aggressive, unfortunately. I think a lot of people who are kind of kind and don't really like to have conflict tend to be a little passive aggressive, because then you're not necessarily being on full-on confrontational. I can't talk. I think I ulted here and I didn't realize that basically everyone was dead on the enemy team. But it happens. It kind of feels weird for me to get the critical on Juno, the critical perk, because I feel like I don't hit a lot of criticals on people. But I guess if I accidentally do, then I would have it. Capacity in this particular game was quite good. I probably could have switched to something else, but I feel like the only thing I was considering really going was Kiriko. Or Zen could have helped also. Just something that can headshot a little easier. Just to kind of keep the Cassidy at bay. But then they also had a Mei as well. And I think a lot of people really underestimate the amount of damage a Mei can put out if she can hit her icicles. I don't know the exact numbers, but it hurts. I have played a few comp games of 6v6 as well. But I haven't really been playing too much comp. Even though I keep saying that I really want galactic weapons. I just convince myself not to. Plus, I think a lot of the time, it's like I just kind of want to chill. Like, I don't want to have to play out of my mind. I just kind of want to do what I know and also, like, not feel the pressure to actually switch if I'm underperforming.
Is a painful path to war. Reporting for duty. Objective lost. Fall back to objective.
I think I have officially yapped myself out. So I will leave you with the rest of this gameplay. It does not last long. This game was very much a rickroll. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe.